A very interesting subject this morning. Donations versus bribes. In the case of Najib, money entered into his personal account. He spent it. And in order for that to happen, the story was complete. He abused his power and he allowed inflated expenditure at the expense of the government funds, and this came back as kickbacks to his personal account and he spent. So most corruption cases are going to be this way. Okay. Now, the person who gives is willingly pays money into your account, and you also willingly accept, and whatever favor you did, you grant willingly. So in the argument of Lebay Hadi, who twists Islam to his own fancies, he says this is a willing giver, willing taker, and therefore it is not tergolong dalam uh, the category of hudud. Tak potong tangan, tak consider mencuri. Because curi itu unwilling punya victim. Okay. So this is his argument. Cuma he conveniently forgets that there is a third entity with regards to rasuah. The third entity is the one that pays the gratification indirectly to the person who receives, and also pays for the inflated contract. So the third party in this case is the rakyat, is Malaysia. We are unwilling for our government to pay higher than what it should cost in order for the person being paid to get a windfall, and part of this windfall comes back as a kickback to the person we trusted to spend wisely, prudently, in the interest of the people and the country. So this is where rasuah is. Now, coming back to the issue of where the money is for what. There is now argument now. They say that it's political donation, then that's fine. There's also political bribe. Now, what is the difference between bribe and donation? Okay, the difference between bribe and donation, okay, what's the similarity? Similarity is that somebody gives money to you. That's it. You didn't sell anything. You didn't work for anything. You just receive money. So that is the two things, the thing that is in common between both donation and bribes. Okay, but what's the difference? The main difference. With bribes, there is strings attached. With bribes, there's an understanding. You pay me money with the understanding that I do a favor for you, or I subvert certain calamities that is deserving unto you by the application of law. So I do this. I either remove a pain from you that you should be suffering, or I give you something that you don't deserve. And I abuse my power, abuse the trust of the people, or people that I'm supposed to, the people who entrusted me with these things. And in return, you give me gratification. That is bribe, because there's a string attached. What is donation? Donation is, I don't do anything. I didn't promise anything. You can hope for something. You pay me money first, and I don't specify, and there is no agreement. There's no prior agreement to what I will do for you when you pay me money. That is donation. Okay, I'll give you one example. A CEO of a company, just appointed as a CEO. Now he is very charismatic, and the company was having problem with the unions. The unions were resisting signing the collective agreement, and there was a standoff. And this is a big company, a big GLC, and because of this, uh, the HR is stuck, and nothing can move, and there was a big problem. They brought this up to the chairman, and the chairman says, "Hey, when is our next New York trip?" Uh, they say, okay, somewhere in whatever month. Okay, include now, buy tickets for this person, that person, all the heads of the unions, the executive unions, the the non-executive unions, all the union heads, and the AJK got first class air tickets to New York, to lawatan sambil belajar, follow chairman and the top management. Now, they all flew, they went for holiday, nice, stayed in a 5-star hotel, and when they arrived, the chairman give them each 500 USD. They give all 500 USD and say, look, I'm going to be busy, I can spend time with you. Take 500 USD each, here's the cash. Don't come back until you finish spending that money, okay? Shop until you drop, do whatever you like, then come back. Come back, they had dinner, they had a nice time. No mention about the collective agreement, nothing. Everything enjoyed, they will be close. They spent a week in US and they flew back. And, there are, of course, meetings and forums to learn and all the things. But the heads of the unions were very happy. They came back and they got money, they got terhutang budi. So they came back and back to work as normal. And a week later, the thing is still not signed. So the chairman called all these union heads and said, hey, how are you? Everything okay? Back to work now. And by the way, I hear that, there's something that, there's an issue with HR. HR is telling me that you guys can't sign something or, there's an issue. What's the problem? Is there a problem? Is there a problem? All said, no, there's no problem. There's no problem. Give it to us. We just sign. Something that has been dragging for months long, the chairman just asked, is there a problem? No, just sign. They signed, but is that now corruption? Is that bribe? Now, in the point of law, whatever that was given whatever the treat that was given to New York, shopping, makan, the holiday, was not a promised thing from the chairman. Chairman did not promise that. Chairman just gave it to them and entertain them and make them happy. Chairman did not even talk and say, look, with this, you sign the collective agreement, okay? Don't give us problem. There was no such things. They came back, they worked, they felt indebted, and when they came back and the chairman came and said, is there a problem? Why is there a problem? Explain to me the problem. They don't want to upset the chairman because they dah termakan budi. They were so appreciative of what happened. They just say okay and they signed the collective agreement. So that is not right. That is like donation, and these people just decided to be nice. See the difference? A stark difference. Whereas had the chairman say, okay, I will bring you there, but please, you sign the agreement, okay? You sign the agreement, I will give you a holiday, I will make you enjoy, don't give us trouble. And they say, okay, we know what to do. There will be strings attached. In this particular case, chairman did them a favor, they did chairman a favor. Of course, the one that suffered, the staff, but staff don't know anything, it's just marginal, whatever they're supposed to get or not get. But the company managed to conclude the collective agreement. Okay, so to me, that is not bribe. But it could have been bribe if there was promise exchanged. There's exchange of promise and one has to honor the other promise to the other. Okay, this is Beza. So in the case of Muhyiddin and Najib, Najib receives in his personal account, he spent for himself. So there is gratification. Why? Because he benefited, he gets money, Najib gets money, and Najib used for shopping. Najib abuses his power for his personal use. There is benefit. Now, people argue and say, in the case of Muhyiddin, it did not go into his personal account. It went into the Bersatu punya account. So, Bersatu punya account is not for his personal use. This is the narrative of Muhyiddin defense. This is where he's going to go. He's going to say this is political funding for the GE. Now, then they're going to say there's no personal gratification here. This is where the biggest argument in law is going to come. Just because money goes to your Bersatu account, just because you don't use it for your personal use, but is there or is there not gratification? By there being money, You can now bribe voters. You can now spend money lavishly on elections, and you can gain power. You can become PM. You can become government. So therefore, is that attainment of power, the undeserving power by the use of illicit money, are not a form of gratification? If you will influence and you will power using the money that you receive, that you should not have received as kickbacks, even though you don't buy watches for you, you don't buy cars, you don't buy homes, you don't buy holidays, but you buy favors in the form of undeserving power and authority. This is gratification. So the argument of is political donation doesn't matter. Is donation if people give money because they want this government. Okay, there are PKR receives political donation, DAP, Amanah, UMNO, semua orang terima. There's so many people funding the party. They give the money to the party. They can. There is nothing wrong with people paying money to a party, political party that they support. They support the party because they want the party to do well. They want the party to win. They want the party to become government. Why? Because the government, when they become government, they rule in a certain manner. They make policies. They make decisions that will indirectly favor my business or my company. So therefore, I do that, but there is no agreement that party A, B, C, I fund you, I pay you money. When you become government, you approve my license, okay, my gambling license. This is bribe because there is an arrangement. They say, okay, they tick one of their manifestos will be that, and I'll pay you money. So if there's an agreement, there's an exchange, that is bribe because that party, whoever they are going to get power because they agree to abuse their position if they become government to inure to the party paying money. Nampak tak beza dia? Jadi, what's the difference between donation and bribery? Senang ya. Donation is where you give, you support, you want the party to succeed because ultimately when they rule, you believe that they will rule in a manner that will benefit you. Or you do that as a sense of benevolence, you just want to support the party because you like the party. That's donation. Bribes is where, as government, you donate. In the case of Muhyiddin, you bagi dia inflated contracts. A contract that should cost 200 million, you bagi dia 300 million. Ataupun 2 billion, you bagi dia 3 billion. Okay, and they make abnormal profits at the expense of rakyat. With the understanding, now if I give you this, you pay into my party a kickback of 200 million. Okay, so if there is a perbincangan that way, so that person who pays say, okay, just give me the contract, I will make sure 200 million goes into your account. That happens complete. It becomes a complete jigsaw of the story of a bribery punya case. It is corruption dah. Because see what's the effect. The person yang Syed Muhtar punya company tu, they get inflated their contract. Instead of getting it, for example, they say for 2 billion, they get it for 3 billion. They get extra 1 billion. Extra profit at our expense. Tapi out of this 1 billion extra profit, dia bagi into bersatu account 200 million. Example, dia masuk 200 million. So, maknanya, dicuri daripada kita 1 billion, 800 juta pergi extra kepada the vendor. That 200 million comes as a kickback to the Perdana Menteri yang mentadbir kita, yang diberi kepercayaan to act in our interest, and he does so deceitfully. That is corruption. That is not donation lah. Doesn't matter who pays into which company. It all depends on the circumstance. Are there strings attached? If there are strings attached, therefore, it's bribery. If there are no strings attached, somebody gives and then you return the favor, but there's no strings attached, that is donation. Very clear cut. Do not confuse that. It does not matter when you receive the money yang Tak betul itu, that bribe tu. Whether you use it for your personal spending or your home spending or your political ambitions, doesn't matter. All those are gratifications. You don't do that for nothing. You do that because you want to derive a particular outcome that is favorable to you, that is material in this world. Power, money, influence, assets. These are the things that falls into the category of gratification. Hope that clarifies.